I recently completed a challenge to lose 10 pounds in 30 days. So my weight went from my 130s to my 120s. And y'all, this is not my first rodeo. I have done a lot of these challenges over the last couple of years on my weight loss journey. I have naturally and successfully lost 50 pounds. So I've done challenges to lose 30 pounds in a month, 30 pounds, sorry, not 30 pounds, 10 pounds in a month, 10 pounds in 30 days. So I was really excited to do this challenge because for the last couple of months, yes, I've lost the weight, but I found that a little bit was creeping up. I was getting a little higher in the scale, so that's why I started to challenge myself. Now I do want to point out that I am 4 feet 11, so being between 120 to 25 pounds is pretty healthy and normal for me. Obviously, you all will know what your ideal body weight is for your age, your weight, etc. Not your age, your weight, your age and your height. So yeah, but I really love doing this challenge. One of the main things that I had to focus on was my nutrition, what I was eating. I know when people start off their weight loss journey, they talk about, oh, I need to go to the gym, I need to exercise, and yes, that is very important. We will talk about that soon, but the majority of the results that you're going to see will be focusing and prioritizing what you are eating, what you are drinking. I always talk about the 80-20 rule, which I try to follow. So I try to prioritize 80% of the time whole unprocessed or minimally processed foods, and then 20% of the time I like to have my treats because I love having cake, brownie, ice cream, all the sweet stuff. I love it. Now for this particular challenge, I tried my best not to do the 20%. I tried to do the 10%. I mean, it was only for a month anyway, but I was trying to, I guess, optimize all of the different things so that I know I will see really great results. Now I know that for me, one of the things that helped me to actually see the results, because for some people they will be like, oh, 10 pounds in a month is a little much, but in as much as I have lost a lot of the weight that I put on, my body fat percentage is still kind of high, and that's why I love my scale, my full body composition scale. It helps me to see not just my weight but my muscle mass, my fat percentage, my bone mass, my water percentage, to know if I'm hydrated. So my body fat percentage is still very high. I don't really want to admit this, but because I didn't do as much strength training and resistance training as I should have, I got a little kind of skinny fat. And I know people don't really like using that term, but basically, yes, I lost weight, but I didn't do enough progressive overload with my strength training and resistance training to get lean, to get toned. But we'll talk about that soon. Let me not get ahead of myself. So when it comes to my nutrition, I really try to prioritize protein. I say this again in so many of my videos, but I try to get like 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per pound of my ideal body weight. So roughly speaking, I try to aim at getting at least 100 grams of protein. And for some people, that may seem like a lot, but once it is, you really focus on each of your meals, your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner, and maybe even your snack as having some protein, it's kind of easy to get to 100 grams of protein a day. So maybe 30 to 35 grams of protein for breakfast. So whether you're having eggs for breakfast, now eggs don't have like a lot of protein, because maybe one large medium egg is maybe 6 grams of protein. But even if you eat 2, that still helps you out. You know, I like having a big breakfast, so I would have eggs. I will also have my yogurt bowls, and that will help to bump up my protein. There are times where I may consider, because I'm the type of person, if I really love something, I don't even mind eating it for breakfast, meaning that if I have lunch and I have maybe like a salmon bowl, or if I have ground turkey, I don't mind eating lunch foods for breakfast. If I love it, I will eat it. But yeah, so that was one of the things with my nutrition, prioritizing my protein, because protein definitely helps you to build your muscle. It helps you to maintain the muscle that you have. When it is you eat high protein foods, it helps to keep you fuller for longer. It helps to keep you satiated. And yes, you have to be in a calorie deficit if you are expecting to lose weight. And not just weight, you want to lose your body fat, because a lot of people, they're on a weight loss journey, and when they're not prioritizing the right foods, the right amount of proteins, they may get a lot smaller, but they lose muscle as well. So they don't actually have the physique and the look, that toned look, looking lean. They don't look the way that they want to because they lost a lot of muscle, because they haven't been prioritizing protein, strength training, resistance training. Now, one of the other things that also helped me out to be in a calorie deficit was prioritizing fiber, because just like protein, it also helps to keep you full of longer, it helps to keep you satiated, and it also helps to curb your, really sweet cravings as well. And another thing that some people, they don't realize is they may complain about having PCOS, well, PMOS, because it has been renamed. The point is, some persons, they don't realize that yes, you may have a certain medical conditions, and you may be taking medication for certain things, but if you are focusing on actually eating healthy foods to fuel your body, and the right amount of foods, I always tell persons, seek the help of a nutritionist, or maybe even better, a dietitian, because they will be able to guide you along. If it is that you need to take blood work and test what you may be deficient in, the vitamins that you may be deficient in, the supplements you may have to take, or even just the food. People don't realize that a lot of the foods that we have, they have the probiotics, the prebiotics, the vitamins, the nutrients that you need. You don't necessarily have to take the supplements, but of course, speak with your nutritionist, your dietitian, your medical physician, whoever you need to speak to in terms of getting blood work done, so you will know what you need to do to actually function optimally. But again, the foods that we have, eating whole, unprocessed or minimally processed foods, are really good, because you have your berries that you can put in your yogurt bowls to give you the antioxidants. Certain fruits, I mean, I recently started eating a lot more dragon fruit because it's in season now. Like, dragon fruit is so expensive here, and I refused to buy that in the past because it was so expensive, but now I find that the price is not that bad because I guess it's in season. So recently I've been eating like more dragon fruit, really love it with my yogurt bowls as well. And when it is you're eating all of these things, they're going to help you out with your gut. Like plain Greek yogurt, as I like for my yogurt bowls, is so important for your gut health. A lot of people don't realize how important it is to prioritize your gut health. It really does help you out with your weight loss. So whether I'm having my kombucha, or whether I'm having sauerkraut, or whether I'm eating my plain Greek yogurt, and then there are other probiotics, prebiotics, and antioxidants in the foods that we eat, the fruits and the vegetables that we eat, that helps you out with your gut. So those were some of the main things that I really try to prioritize. And for lunch and for dinner, again, prioritizing high protein meals, high fiber meals, and I always try to include some type of treat because I love having my treats. So if you know you've been on a weight loss journey for years and you're gaining and losing the same 10, 15, 20 pounds, you seem as though you can't get past that, you're in a plateau, listen, focus on your nutrition. I know some people may not like to hear this, but if you have never counted your calories, it's something that I always advise people to do for at least 2 weeks. Get a food scale and measure everything that you eat or you drink. Some people, they're not aware that they eat a little snack here, a little bite here, they're on work, they try something. And even when it comes to portion control, I do tell persons that if it is you are so adamant as to not counting calories, maybe do portion control, where like a palm size or palm and a half of your hand you use for your protein, a cupped hand for carbs, maybe 2 fistfuls for your veggies, your thumb for your fats. But even that in itself could be a little tricky, and I think that's why a little bit of the weight started creeping up on me. Because I mean, you have a pot spoon, you put some rice in your plate, put some peas, you have a piece of macaroni pie, and before you know it, you are not actually realizing that you're eating a little more every single day, and that's why you put on weight. You are consuming more than you are expending. So I had to pull out my food scale. It was annoying. But it was actually eye-opening. I always tell people to measure the things you want to manage so that you can track your progress over time. To be honest, y'all, I have not pulled out my food scale in a while, and when it is I tracked my breakfast, lunch, and dinner that first day, I was like, oh, that's why I've been gaining weight. I've been eating too much food. And here's the thing, you could be eating healthy foods, you could be eating clean, but if you are eating a little more than your body is consuming, then you will start gaining weight, even if it's healthy foods. So I had to pull out my food scale, and to be honest, by the end of like a week and a half, I stopped really tracking that strictly with my food scale, because number one, I've done it before and it was just kind of remembering and noticing how much I should eat, and I definitely saw the numbers like slowly going down. And I would just say, do it, just do it for 1 to 2 weeks. It gives you data. Measuring yourself on a scale, using a food scale to see how much you're eating, it just gives you data. It helps you to know what you are eating, how much you are eating, and what you should be eating. I use the MyFitnessPal app. I use the free version. It works fine for me. Yes, premium may be better, but if you just want a free app, it works really well. There are other apps you can use. That's just the first one that I started using, and I've continued to use it. It works really well with helping you to see the proteins, the fiber, the fats, the different vitamins and nutrients that you should be consuming, and it helps you to just kind of keep track if you need to eat a little more, if you need to eat a little less. So try that out. Now, one of the other things that I also try to, I guess, measure was my step count. I talk about measuring the things that you want to manage so that you can track your progress over time, because you really don't know what you are eating, what you're consuming, how much you're exercising, what you are doing on a daily basis if you don't properly measure it. And I say this in so many of my videos, no, you do not need to walk 10,000 steps a day. Even if you try to get around 8,500 steps, you get some of the same health benefits, the same heart health benefits when it is you get that number. Now, obviously, because I'm doing this challenge and I have to be in a bit of a calorie deficit, I tried my best to get a little over my usual 10,000 steps. For me, getting 10,000 steps a day has become part of my routine. It's not difficult for me to do. When I walk at a really brisk pace, I get my heart rate up a lot, and I tend to walk around 1,000 steps in 10 minutes. So before I even eat breakfast, when I'm doing my devotions and my prayer in the morning, I walk a couple thousand steps, maybe 2,000 steps. I say not a couple thousand, but maybe around 2,000 steps, because I'm just walking around praying, doing my devotions. And then after breakfast, I try to walk just a little bit just to help out with digestion, of course increasing my step count as well. And then for lunch and dinner, so it adds up over time. Don't feel as though you need to spend a whole hour and a half walking straight just to get these 10,000 steps. As a matter of fact, you may actually get a lot more of the health benefits by splitting it up throughout the day. So if you know, maybe you sit down on the couch a lot, you don't really walk around a lot, you live a very sedentary lifestyle, you work at a desk a lot, don't feel as though you need to go from 0 to 100. Increase your step count by a couple hundred steps every day until maybe after a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you get into 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, and then you slowly build over time. There's such a low barrier to entry when it comes to walking. If you have mobility issues, obviously it will be very challenging to do that, but for most people, it's something that is very easy for you to do. It's low impact on your bone, low impact on your joints, and it's a very good place to start with your exercise routine. Now, I would say, when it is you really want to step it up a notch, strength training and resistance training should be your very best friend. Now I'm laughing because I know I mentioned earlier that did I mention this earlier? But anyway, I didn't do as much strength training and resistance training as I should have during my weight loss journey. So I've been a little bit of a skinny fat type of way, but that was something that I needed to prioritize, and that really helps you out with your weight loss journey. Make sure you're prioritizing strength training, resistance training, and progressive overload. One of the other things that I also prioritized was making sure that I'm drinking a lot of water. I know you do not need to drink a gallon of water a day, you just do not need to. For me, that is just way too much. But making sure you get your gallon of water, making sure that you get enough water every day, making sure that you are hydrated, making sure that your cells function properly with the water that you're giving it, with the hydration that you're giving it. Another thing that will also help you to function properly is getting good quality sleep. I tried my best to get around 7, 8, sometimes 9 hours of good quality sleep. Your body needs to rest, your body needs to be regenerated, rejuvenated, your body needs to heal. And when it is you have good quality sleep, your cravings are less in the morning, your hunger hormones tend to balance out a lot more, and it really does help you out a lot when it is you on your weight loss journey. Make sure you are getting good quality sleep and reducing your stress as much as possible. When you are stressed out a lot, you're not sleeping a lot, you crave a lot of sweets and ultra processed foods that are not high in protein, not high in fiber. So you want to make sure that you prioritizing good quality sleep, reducing your stress as well. So I know this was maybe one of my shorter videos, but I really hope that these points help, because I really want to see you all succeed on your weight loss journey, and continue to follow for more tips as to how to get where you need to be and what to prioritize. And I will see you all in the next one, and as always, try your best to become the healthiest version of yourselves. Bye guys.